Early July, I rambled on stream about the quartering, and of course, it became a part of my ramble series. Okay, I do know that people actually like the quartering, which is fucking hilarious to me. That fat dumb fuck is actually super successful on YouTube is amazing. On August 13th, the quartering releases a video that references and uses footage from my Asmongold video. Here is me reacting to that content.
And there was an excellent video made by YouTube creator DarkViperAU. I will link to that video as well. And DarkViperAU lays it out perfectly.
So in this scenario, we have 7 channels working 7 hours a day for 7 days to each create. That's so funny.
There was an excellent video made by YouTube creator DarkViperAU. I will link that video, but I encourage you to go watch their full videos and subscribe to their channels.
Later that day, my original video about the quartering was shown to him when he was doing a live stream.
Is it the shunned by sponsors, career end, living alone, mixer, quartering is garbage? Ah, I gave this motherfucker a shout out. Should we watch it?
Imagine believing that some dude making like 10 fucking videos a day actually has something intelligent to say. His entire platform is, I don't like this game or this piece of media.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so rough. Dude, that's such a weak ass fucking critique. Like, guy makes so many videos, therefore his opinion is discounted.
Have you ever seen a CGP Grey video? Like, those take months of research and work, and he still gets things wrong. As a matter of fact, the last video that he released talks about how he got something really simple wrong, and that's after months of research, right? Most of us stick to a small line of like things that we are knowledgeable about when we make YouTube videos, because they're gonna sit there forever, because we care about getting ththings right. On live streams, maybe you can shit talk a bit, because no one expects in a live stream for you to get everything correct, but you release 10 to 12 more, just an endless amount of videos every day. You cannot possibly do enough research to be knowledgeable enough about the topic you're speaking on to not get things massively wrong. Your opinion, whatever you're giving, cannot be informed because you cannot be knowledgeable about all 12 topics of all those videos, all the tangential information you would need to have for those videos to give an informed opinion. Whatever opinion you're giving, it's not worth hearing because it's not an informed opinion. At best, like in the video where you referenced me, you seem to go and watch other people's videos and then paraphrase what they're saying. Like at least 60%, maybe more than that, of what you talk about in your video came directly from my video, and the rest came from that Tom fellow.
Rest in pepperonis, my Australian followers. You know, look, I still stand by my shout out to his video and to the work he did, but this guy can suck my fat cock.
The funniest video he made in recent memory was that one where he literally criticized a game reviewer for giving a game a low score, and he himself hadn't played it. He then...
I don't need... Oh my god, this guy sucks game journal cock, doesn't he? This guy's trying to get into the game journal world. I don't need to play the game to know that your game journalist take is garbage.
So the purpose of my example was to establish that the quartering is perfectly willing to talk on topics that he knows nothing about. And then he goes on to say that he is perfectly willing to talk about topics that he knows nothing about. I mean, point established. You could not have made my point better if I was paying you to do it. He then went through her review and was critical of it.
Oh, he's simping for Kaylee Plague. He's simping for Kaylee Plague. He's butthurt that I roasted Kaylee Plague for hilariously whining that all the zombies in she literally had to take that, oh my god, all the zombies are white. This is bad because all the zombies are white. Days Gone, yeah. GameSpot gave the game a 5, which to me seemed low. I would have thought maybe a 7 is more reasonable. A 5 is like borderline awful.
He is literally saying that her score is wrong, it is bad, and the score should be a 7. Based on fucking what? He hasn't played it.
The interesting thing is that a lot of the Quartering's reaction to Callie's review is neutral to positive. He actually says what she's saying is fair numerous times.
You know, the story is a fair critique. Seems like a really, really nitpicky thing, but hey, whatever, a fair critique. Hunting exists just to be there. Okay, fair. I think a fair critique, very fair critique.
Huh.
How the fuck does he know he hasn't played the game?
Taking review for Days Gone Bob's vid. So he inserts somebody else's vid who isn't even his to make his point for him. Okay.
Anything. I need you to understand how funny this statement is, okay? The only reason that Quartering was in a situation where he, gave me a shout out, despite that I don't like him at all and I talk shit about him on the internet, is because he did no research. Had he contacted me to use my stuff or whatever, he wouldn't be in this predicament. But remember, he is critiquing me now for using someone else's video to make a point when that's the very reason he's in this predicament to begin with. He used my video to make a point rather than say it himself. Oh my god, how funny is that? But people watch him thinking he knows things, and it's hilarious because it's the most painfully obvious thing that he knows nothing about anything.
I know nothing about anything. All right, well, do you want to... my master's degree probably is worthless, I suppose.
You disingenuous, dense motherfucker. Obviously you have to know something about something or you couldn't tie your shoes. Obviously, my statement was in reference to the videos that you make. You have a master's degree in marketing. Are you a marketing channel? I wouldn't have made that critique if you were, but you're not. You have some combination of, a reviewer of other people's reviews, and a culture critic, and a regurgitator of other people's YouTube videos, and you're giving your shitty opinions about the news each day in 17 videos. You aren't on a marketing channel. Obviously, if you look at my previous statements in the video that you were watching, I was making a summation of my point in a sort of flippant way, in that you lack information on topics, you speak on them anyway, and so you say false things. And again, worse, you don't seem to see this as a problem. Goddamn, imagine thinking Quartering is a good reviewer, a good...
I don't review video games. Oh my god, this fucking guy.
Quartering, you review things. The very example that I brought up was you reviewing someone else's critique of a game.
Thought maybe a 7 is more reasonable.
It is also very weird for you to say that you don't review games when you make a lot of videos about games, and you inject your opinion about those games into your videos. On some level, you are reviewing those games. I touch on it a little bit later when I say that the Quartering adds nothing to discourse, but actually what I said there is that the Quartering is a reviewer and a culture critic, which I think is a fair thing to call him. But on his topic of saying he doesn't review games, now I didn't claim that he did, but I want you to understand the context of this. So I've typed Last of Us into here. Now, I want to see how many videos that he made involving Last of Us 2, but he would claim to never have made a review of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 60, 61, 62, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, no, but still here, 70. Okay, so it's something like 70 videos, but he has never reviewed a game. Didn't review Last of Us 2 here. Nothing here could be called a review. A normal person will just, maybe shit talk the game once, or, just not make a video about it at all. But a guy who's never played the game felt himself qualified, knowledgeable enough to make 70 videos about it. Which isn't normally a problem, but he's really successful.
Oh, that's why he's mad. That's why he's mad.
In a just world, the Quartering would be working at McDonald's.
So his entire point is, he doesn't like that I'm successful, and in a just world, I would be working at McDonald's, which, by the way, is a fine job. It's a fine job to have. But Mr. DarkViper apparently views that as a disparaging comment. I know many of my viewers, you work in fast food or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But Mr. DarkViperAU thinks it's disparaging to say, you work an hourly job, apparently.
So my obvious premise was that the quartering makes uninformed videos, and this is a problem because he's so successful at it. Why would I care if a person who was getting 2 views was making uninformed videos, confusing people, or spreading false narratives, or making false statements based on ignorance? Why the fuck would I care? So I said in a just world, he'd be working at McDonald's because a person at McDonald's does not have social influence. He's not infecting the world with his shitty opinions. So what is his response? An emotional appeal. Hey guys, he's not just attacking me, he's attacking you too. Don't listen to this guy, he's attacking you. I'm not gonna ever say anything to counteract anything that he says, but my emotional appeals, take them in, please.
So this guy, oh my God, I feel a response video coming on. I feel a response video coming on. Milers for 10 says, leave it, Jeremy, don't give him the satisfaction. Well, I mean, this would end very badly for him. I mean, it just would. It just end very badly for him. It's a very bad take. It's a very bad take. It comes from a place of how do I say? It comes from a place of I hate to say this. I hate to say this because it is kind of a cop out. But he sounds jealous.
What makes this statement funnier is if you take it in the context of how he learned with me in the first place. I made 3 videos on Asmongold. 3. A content creator who dwarfs me and the quartering by orders of magnitude. Combine me and the quartering and we are not as successful as Asmongold. And the quartering looks at these videos and goes, yeah, this is some good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in my own videos. It's that good. But when it comes to a 2-minute critique of him in the most offhanded way possible in a live stream that ends up buried in a YouTube video half an hour in, he's like, the only thing that can motivate this guy is jealousy. Mr. Boss for the World adds more to discourse than quartering does or will ever in his entire life.
Well, that's a bold statement for a guy that can't afford sleeves. You know? I mean, this is a guy that has a gym membership but doesn't actually ever go.
Ha!
You know, what's interesting to me is this guy. You know, his video on Asmongold was very good. I'm not like butthurt about it, but it's very frustrating to hear somebody that level of criticism to say he will never add anything to society based on my opinion that he doesn't like Days Gone.
Mr. Boss for the World adds more to discourse than quartering does or will ever in his entire life.
Somebody that level of criticism to say he will never add anything to society based on my opinion that he doesn't like Days Gone.
Ignore for a moment that he couldn't remember the very last thing that he heard enough to repeat it. Obviously, my critique had nothing to do with Days Gone. It was an example of something. Given that it's an example of something, there must be some grander narrative that it's an example of. And as you probably have picked up on, is that he makes statements without having the necessary knowledge to be confident in what he's saying. But he's confident anyway. And he doesn't seem to care that he doesn't know anything. Days Gone was just an example. It doesn't matter if every single thing he said in that video was correct. If he has no justification to hold those views, it's still wrong to say them to the world. In the same way that if there was a huge complicated math problem on the board, and there's a mathematician trying so hard to figure it out, and this little girl walks up and goes, it's 2. And he's like, go away, girl. And then he figures it out and he goes, oh my God, it was 2. Little girl, how did you know? And she's like, oh no, my favorite number's 2, so I thought it was 2. Like, even though she's correct, well, I'm not saying quartering is, but even in a world where he is correct and that girl is correct, they still had no justification to make those statements. The basis for those statements was still fallacious, and therefore he shouldn't be talking shit.
He sounds like he's super simping for Kaylee Plague, which, by the way, Jesus Christ, fellas, like, there's better women out there.
Other than that Bob's video, and now the quartering has referenced this woman, I have no idea who she is. I don't care about gaming journalism. I'm a Twitch streamer. If I want to know if a game is good, I watch someone play it. But see how desperate he is to reject what I've said for external reasons beyond what I've actually said. There must be something here so that I can dismiss what this person is saying. I don't want to have to think about my content or what I'm doing with my life. There's a woman on the internet. She is the cause of this.
It's frustrating to hear that kind of take from somebody who probably has never interacted with my content, is just simping for Kaylee Plague. But life goes on. I gave the guy a shout out. I stand by that shout out because he did good work. But he sounds like a fucking pussy to me. A guy that can't even afford sleeves talking shit about a guy that wears dress shirts every day. I mean, that's just not a good look. Kaylee Plague is not going to bone you, and even if she would, it's not exactly a dub.
The Quartering's content fits into two categories. One, he takes someone else's journalism, someone else's YouTube video, whatever it is, and paraphrases it to his audience. He has nothing more of value, he just regurgitates what they say. Usually worse, because the person he's paraphrasing perhaps has more information, more understanding, and then thus can give more context than he will ever be able to. His other content is, oh my god, this woman's skirt isn't short enough. Oh my god, this woman's chest isn't big enough. Outrage, outrage. The Last of Us 2? Well, I don't like the game, I don't plan to play it. 70 videos! The Quartering is what I like to call an outrage merchant. He wants people to be fired up about things that don't really matter so he can harp on about it. He can kick that fucking dead horse, just kick it more and more for views, not really enriching the lives or informing the people that he's making videos for. He's just keeping them in a cycle of rage and hate for those clicks. It's a terrible drain on society.